All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Thursday, October 14th. Finishing up another great week here at the Wine Watch. We got great stuff coming up next week and a lot more stuff finishing out the month of October. Check it out on our calendar of events up on our website. But you know what it's time for now, folks? It's time for what I drank yesterday. And man, we had a marathon day in here yesterday. I'll tell you what, this is why I get out of bed in the morning, days like yesterday. All right, well, first up, we had Peter Schultz in with Nathan from American Estates Wines. Sorry, I think I mentioned he was from Southern Stars the last time he was in, his competitor. Sorry, Nathan. Anyways, we've had Peter in the store. He's the owner of Turkey Flat in the Barossa Valley, and great stuff. Unfortunately, Australian wine business has been in the toilet. You know, Peter was mentioning how in England they're not buying anything over 10 pounds. Only 4% of the business in England is over 10 pounds a bottle. So really competitive over there, man. They really drink a lot of cheap plunk over there in England. But here in this country, we still drink great wine. This is still the best market in the world for fine wines. And even though his wines have slowed down, they're still not crazy expensive. They weren't in the $100 price range to start. Okay, well, on with the wines, the Turkey Flat Rosé. This is a rosé made with Rhone varietals. It's been one of my favorite rosés in the store. You know, we've had it for around 20 bucks and had great success selling it. But hey, now it's $12 a bottle. Somebody pinch me. One of the best values we've had in rosé all year. Lovely strawberry fruit, red cherry fruit on the nose. A hint of smoke in there too. A little bit of spicy notes, fresh flowers. Really nice and rich on the palates. Those light red berry fruits shining through. And again, some of that floral note and some of that spice and smoke showing at the end. A fairly complex style, Rhone style rosé. Very nice. And for 12 bucks, like I said, somebody pinch me. Excellent. All right, and then 2005 Turkey Flat Grenache. One of the things they do very good in South Australia, Grenache. One of the Rhone varietals, something you see making up the majority of Chateauneuf de Pape blends. This wine had that lovely red cherry pie fruit that you get in Grenache and Southern Rhones. And a little bit of, these are 90-year-old bush vines, so really good concentration, some dark cocoa, dark spices, some fresh herbs and flowers on there. Lovely concentration on the tongue, smooth velvety tannins, and excellent freshness and balance. Like I said before, you know, if you're going to make a big wine, to me, it's got to be balanced in order for me to want to drink it. Really nice long finish on that also. Next up, the Butcher's Block, which this wine is a blend of Shiraz, Mourvedre, and Grenache. The Holy Trinity, I like to call that. And this wine had lovely black cherry, blackberry fruit on the nose with notes of spice box, sweet tobacco, dark cocoa, some nice fine herbs here as well. Really similar to a New World style Chateauneuf de Pape on the nose to me. Lovely ripe berry fruit on the palate. Smooth and velvety on the tongue with some brown spice and nice acidity holding things together there. Again, another lovely, well-balanced effort. Next up, the Mourvedre. Hey, this is a grape that I've never had, or varietal I've never had from them. They call it Mataro in Australia as well. And lovely soy, espresso, dark spices, blackberry, blueberry fruits, fresh plowed black earth, lovely concentration, rich bouquet, big and chewy on the tongue with lots of all that spice and stuff showing on the finish. A really nice wine. Maybe not for everybody. Maybe a little too big and savage for a lot of people. Okay, next up, the Turkey Flat 2006 Shiraz. This is the big boy. This is the wine I was telling you about from those old vineyard. And lovely concentration here. Black raspberry, blackberry fruit on the nose. Violet floral aromas, espresso, dark chocolate, fresh powdered black earth, truffle, very complex bouquet, concentrated and rich on the palate. Really lovely. Has a little bit of Marsanne in this. A lot of people use Viognier in the Northern Rhone to help fix the color, but he says the Marsanne adds this lovely old lady's perfume type note to it. I don't know if that's how I describe it. I don't know if I want to, you know, say this wine smells like an old lady's perfume, but it did have a little perfumey note to it. And like I said, lovely concentration, but again, lovely balance and richness on the finish. Most excellent juice. All right, next up, another familiar friend, Lisa from Folio, and she brought in some wines from Austria. And, you know, our Austrian tasting, a pretty big success this year, but I think half the people that came thought it was an Australian tasting because they were expecting red wine. And, you know, however we get them there, it doesn't matter to me, you know. trick them, fool them, whatever we got to do to get them to drink Austrian whites. But these Gruner Veltliners will be in the store. This Laurenz winery, an outstanding producer here, and lovely fresh wines. The Singing Gruner, the kind of entry-level wine here, a little lighter. So that lovely white pepper kind of spice note that Gruner Veltliners are so well known for. 100% stainless steel, sits on the lees for 12 months, so it does get a little richness on the palate. But very fresh and bright, and texture of like skim milk, and lovely freshness on the end. A nice summertime drink, and hey, it's summertime year-round here in Florida, folks. All right, next up, the 2009 Charming, which is a little step up here. It's an upscale version, maybe a little lower yields. All the vineyard lots for this wine are vinified separate, and then they're put back together, and the lesser lots go into the Singing, and then the top stuff goes into the Charming here. That's how they decide the difference between the two. A little bit more minerality on the nose here, and maybe a little bit more lushness and creaminess on the palate, and definitely more bright fruit and more intensity on the finish with this wine. Like I said, both of these wines we'll have in the shop. Really nice. And we got to taste the 2006 vintage of this wine as well, and that wine was showing some lovely flinty minerality, and this is something that really starts to come out in these wines as they age. Still had some lovely fruit. You didn't notice very much difference in the color in this wine at all, but really nice, and you could tell it had evolved a little bit on the palate. Excellent. Okay, next up, JT stopped in, and JT seems to have disappeared off the radar with us. I don't know what happened. Maybe he lost his way. It's just kind of hard to find the Wine Watch. Usually, after you found it once, though, you can find your way back. But anyways, he says he's not getting our emails. You know, the U.S. mail will get here in one day. Pick up the phone. You can call us, whatever. But JT, it's nice to have him back. He did have some nice stuff here, but still nothing that's you know, too earth-shattering. The Fontenelle Côte de Luberon being the best value in the bunch. You know, we always look at price to quality. This wine for $13.50. 07 vintage from the Southern Rhone. You've heard me raving about this. What a great little value. 70% Grenache, 30% Syrah, a nice amount of that ripe black cherry kind of liqueur fruits, really intense, a little bit of licorice spice and some floral notes, some nice peppery notes on the finish here as well as some dried herbs. A great little value. You can check out the reviews on everything else that we have there, but like I said, you know, a little bit expensive, everything else for what it was. That's what I had to drink in the store yesterday. I'm your host, Andrew Lampazone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.